again, I am Emilia Gaitan-Reed. I'm here with my colleague, Neoni Sonoro, and we're both community employment coordinators with the VA Palo Alto Healthcare System. We will be leading today's informational webinar on employment resources that are available to our veterans with our partner, the State of California's Employment Development Department. Before we get started, I do want to ask that you guys make sure that you place yourself on mute in the webinar, and as well as place your phone or cell phone on mute, just in case you speak, that way nothing goes off in the background. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and start with introductions. So with that, we're going to go ahead and ask that our representatives from the Employment Development Department introduce themselves. Please state your name, position, coverage, and your veteran status. We'll go ahead and start with Jeanette, and she's from Stanislaus County.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Jeanette Sanchez. I've been with EDD for a little over 4 years now, working as a disabled veterans outreach program specialist. It's a mouthful, so we call it DVOP for short. I do work out of the Modesto office and serve the Stanislaus County region. I am also an Army veteran with 8 years of combined service in the Reserves, the National Guard, with a tour of duty overseas in Iraq, and that's me in a nutshell.
Thank you, Jeanette. Next, we're going to go ahead and ask our representatives from Santa Clara and San Mateo County to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, my name is John Borelli. I'm the DVOP over at in San Jose area, and basically I cover Menlo Park, and I also cover the Hollister area. I've been with EDD for about 11 years. I've done both leaver and DVOP positions, and I'm a Marine Corps veteran, Vietnam vet.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Next, we're going to move on to our San Joaquin and Mother Lode representative, Charles.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Charles Sandoval. I am the DVOP for the San Joaquin and Mother Lode area. I am a U.S. Combat Army veteran, definitely go Army, HUA, and was in the National Guard a couple of years out here in Dublin as well. So definitely excited to be here, excited to help out some fellow veterans and see where this journey takes us.
Awesome. Thank you, Charles. Cool. Army. All right. We'll go ahead and move on to our next county, which is Santa Cruz County. Amy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Amy Vredenberg. I'm a DVOP for Santa Cruz County. I've only been there for about a month or so, and I'm an Army veteran, both reserves and regular Army.
Thank you, Amy. And last but not least, we have a representative from Monterey County, Raymond.
Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today. My name is Raymond Creech. I am a leaver in the Monterey and Santa Cruz area. I've been with the EDD area for 4.5 years. Excuse me. Originally, I was at 3 years up in the Santa Clara, San Mateo, San Benito area. I covered that. So I've been in the Monterey area since October of 2019. So a year and a half, 11 months of that serving from home. I'm an Air Force veteran, Vietnam era, 6 years active duty, and great to be on board.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Raymond. It looks like you might be the only leaver that we have here today, which is great. We appreciate you being here. All right. Thank you guys for your introductions. With that, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next section, which we're going to go ahead and cover what does an EDD veterans program consist of. So what is it that a veteran representative is going to be able to assist our veterans with whenever they go into an Employment Development Department office and get connected to the veteran representatives there. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to John, who's going to do a little presentation for us.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the share here and see if I can get things right this time. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. What do we got? Hang on one second. I'm trying to. I was kind of afraid of this. I can't get this thing to even open up now.
You should be okay, John. I think if you click on your PowerPoint over there on the left-hand side and enlarge the screen, it should fill up your screen there for us. There you go.
So are you on, can you see it now?
We can see it.
Oh, cool. Is it enlarged for you now?
There we go.
Okay, no wonder I can't figure it out. Okay.
And if you hit presentation mode, it'll fill up our screen.
Okay, now all I got to do is when we get done with this, figure out how to get rid of it. But okay, let's see what I can do here. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna kind of skip a few of these because it'll be a little lengthy, and I don't want to do that. We've only got an hour or whatever. But as far as this is obviously the presentation for San Jose, San Mateo, and Hollister area, pretty much the same as the rest should be as well. On the agenda, I'm going to introduce as far as what our role is, the team that we have at the EDD, which is called Veterans Navigator, a job coach, which is a DVOP, and the job developer, which is the lever. Enrollment requirements to be in VIP services, CalJobs, and the next steps that you do. So if you want to interrupt during the presentation, feel free. It's up to you guys, or you can wait till the end. It matters not to me. So I'm going to tell you who we are, introduce you to the Veterans Program, and overview of the services. Okay, the objective for us is to inform you about special programs and services EDD North San Jose America's Job Center provides to the veterans that we serve, and the team roles. To provide direct service, customer service to veteran job seeker and employers in the facilitation of a common employment workforce development goal. And obviously the main role is to assist advocates for hiring of California veterans. Okay, the veterans team, the first one on our team, the first person that they see after they come in the front door and so forth is our Veteran Service Navigator, and he or she is the only part of our team that does not have to be a veteran. The DVOPs and levers have to be veterans in order to have that job. And what they do is they'll guide the veterans to the job search process. They'll help them get on CalJobs, make sure everything's spelled out. There's a form that they fill out, a VSN form, that they pass on to us as DVOPs. Basically gives us more information about the veterans. They confirm the veterans registered in CalJobs, conduct a needs-based assessment, and make appropriate referral to EDD, the DVOP, if that's the way it works, if that's the way they. So, job coach, that's me. That's a DVOP. We verify the veteran is successfully enrolled in CalJobs and in the intensive service program. We assess professional career goals, provide the veteran resources to resolve employment barriers. We develop what they call, well, there's two things that we do. We do an objective assessment first, and that's basically a number of questions that we ask the veterans, such as, do you have a car? Do you have transportation? Do you have a license? Things that we need to know in order to find out what we're going to need to serve them. And then we do an employment plan. Basically, it consists of objectives and goals. I'll give you an example. One of the goals would be employment, okay? And in my case, on the goal of employment, on the goal part of that, it would be my responsibility to provide that veteran with job leads that should be of interest to him. On the objective part of it, it would be his responsibility to follow up on those leads provided that are of interest to him. Okay, so now job developers. Job developers are our levers, okay? They're the people that reach out to the employers, and basically that's really the way it works because the DVOPs are really not supposed to contact employers. It needs to come through the levers. Obviously, with the issues we've had with the virus, we've had to move things around a little bit, but our offices are coming back into shape now, so it's going to work like this. And they want to make sure the employers are registered in CalJobs, okay, the ones that we provide assistance for. Advocate for the hiring of veterans and actually assist employers in entering job orders in CalJobs. work closely with the job coaches or the DevOps to assist with the job referrals. And they also do coordinate seminars and job fairs with employers. Okay, the intensive program consists of CalJobs assistance, career coaching, assessment, resume assistance. Besides us assisting them, we also have a number of workshops and so forth that we can provide. Assist in job search strategy, develop the employment plan, referrals to internal and external workshops. Those could be workshops from NOVA. They could be workshops from EDD or Work the Future, a number of things. Job Club, I believe this will refer to our VetNets. A number of our offices have what they call VetNets, where they go through, they actually work with employers and the veteran together and try to get the ideas put across as to how to find jobs in those areas. Referral services, job referrals obviously is the main thing, and job placement is the thing that we really want to look for. Okay, so the intensive program, let me see. Oops, sorry about that. In order to get on our program, and this is important because different programs have different qualifications. I know HVRP has a different one that we do, which is JVSG, which is us. And they have to have served on active duty for 180 days or more. Now, by active duty, that means that it doesn't count their training time, such as their boot camp, okay? So they cannot have a dishonorable discharge, okay? And we can, if that does come up, we can show them where to go to see if they can get that corrected or make it a general or whatever. A reservist who has served 180 days of active duty and does not have a dishonorable discharge. Other than that, there's 7 different SBE categories, which I'm going to go through right now. The first one is special disabled. The disabled veteran is entitled to compensation, or in other words, a service connection. And the service connection can be as low as 0%. In other words, they may not be actually getting money for it, but they have a connection. Sometimes that happens, okay? I think that happens a bit when you have hearing problems. If you don't have tinnitus, but just a hearing problem, sometimes you'll get a 0%, okay? Homeless, obviously we work with a lot of organizations for that. One of them is Goodwill that I work with a lot. Recently separated service members, and by recently separated, we go back be 36 months, okay? Offenders who have been released from incarceration, that used to say within the last 12 months, now it's released from incarceration anytime in your life. And basically that could be someone who was arrested overnight for a drunk driving. That'll qualify them, okay? Okay, then we have lacking a high school diploma or a GED. Low income, and different areas have different low incomes, okay? And it goes by a 6-month basis, how much you make in the last 6 months. And then we have the last is the Vietnam, well, not the last, but the Vietnam era veteran. And that's broken into 2 categories as well. If you had boots on the ground, it's a certain date. And if you were just in the war or you know, in that time frame, it's another date, okay? But it all comes between 1960 and 1975. Okay, and then we have also eligible spouses of active duty veterans. And in order to be an eligible spouse, you're either the husband or the wife, whatever was in the military, needs to be missing in action, captured in the line of duty, forcibly detained by a foreign country, 100% service-connected, or deceased as a result of a service-connected disability. Also, we can help with caregivers, and caregivers are the ones that assist the veterans. It could be a family member, okay, and also veterans between the ages of 18 and 24. Okay, so service is offered. Obviously, we have priority of service for veterans, and I'll explain that in a minute. But to provide priority of service to veterans and spouses of certain veterans for the receipt of employment, training, and placement services in any workforce preparation program directly funded in whole or part by the department. Okay, and as an idea, on our front desk, we have a sign that says this, okay, so when we come in, I'm sorry? Somebody have a question?
No, sir. It was a phone that was unmuted, but I went ahead and muted it, but continue.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so this is shown at our front desk, okay, and if they have questions up there, and oh, by the way, at the front desk, if there's a line of like 7 or 8 people, okay? The veteran gets to come up to the front, and somebody will be out there to let them know that. They actually are people out there from EDD that will ask them if they're veterans, okay? So that's another service we have. Also, we do referrals to supportive services, to community partners, such as like Goodwill and so forth. Internal and external workshops. We have our own workshops, which I'll show some in the future here. And we have external workshops, say, by someone else, maybe Nova or whatever. We work with local education community partners, such as colleges and universities. And as everyone, as most of us do know, each college usually has their own VA veteran place that they can all go to, which is kind of neat. Okay, referrals to supportive services. Some of the supportive services include child care, transportation, housing assistance, whatever the veteran may need. Okay, and I talked to you about workshops that we had. Obviously, our offices have been closed, so we haven't had them, but about a couple months ago, they started up some of the virtual ones. These are the ones we used to have before. Some of them are still in there, okay, but it was in the presentation, so I couldn't change it just yet. And this is something, this is an example of what we have: retrofit your job search, career lanes, with changing lanes of career. Also, if someone continued, labor market information. One of the ones that, there's a new one that came out, how to get a state job, and it's a pretty popular workshop. So we kind of try to change them and keep things up with what people really want to see. Okay, now next steps to get started: come into the office, register in CalJobs. In order to see a vet rep, you have to be in CalJobs, okay? And the reason behind that is because of the fact that we can't document the services we provide to you if you're not in there. Plus, it's a benefit to you because there's a lot of job listings in CalJobs. Now, it says here, bring your right to work documents. A lot of that has changed since the offices have closed. Some of the stuff you don't need, but yeah, everybody carries some kind of identification, okay, a driver's license, whatever. Most people don't carry their social, but, you know, sometimes you do need it. I don't believe you do here. This is our team, and this has just been updated. Charles Tate was our leaver. He was on leave to the UI. He came back this week, so I know he's off today, so he's not on this call. And then, but this is our team over at San Jose, San Mateo, and Hollister. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. Are there any questions?
Yes, sir. My name is Paul Gooch. When do you anticipate? I'm a veteran, honorable. You know, I went to the EDD here in San Jose. It's been a couple of years ago, and you know, during the pandemic, I've tried going back in there. When do you anticipate that they're going to open again?
Okay, and I will tell you from all the feelings that I'm getting, fairly soon. Some of us have been asked to come in for like 1 day a week, 2 days a week. Obviously, I'm guessing, and it's only a guess, okay, but it's getting a lot looser for us now. We're trying to get the screen set up and everything in there. I'm going to guess within 2 months, okay? But you can still use our services. We can give you a call by phone, okay, and get you set up as far as if you want to use the Veterans Program.
Right.
Basically, you know, and like I said, what we do is, as long as you're in CalJobs, because you'll have to do that. But we can assist you with that too, okay?
All right, and then a follow-up question is, I've been trying to call the EDD UI PAU over the phone, and I tried to get on my phone over the internet, since I do have a little internet capability with my phone, and I cannot get through to them. And I've been trying since the end of December to file a new claim because of the pandemic stuff. I pretty much lost my last job, you know, and I have gotten so frustrated, and I was wondering.
This is Jeanette. I'm a DVOP out of Stanislaus County. I just wanted to kind of chime in real quick.
Go for it, Jeanette.
at the end of the presentation here, I'm actually going to go over some resources and how you can get in contact with that. And Charles, our other DVOP out of San Joaquin, will actually be providing a whole sheet of resources and how to get in contact with unemployment. So if you want, we'll definitely make sure you get those resources out to you to get in contact. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanette.
Are there any other questions?
Yeah, this is Jennifer. If folks can hear me, I was wondering if you had any updates or any news about unemployment benefit extensions. Have you heard anything about that?
I think that's what Jeanette's going to talk about at the end. No, I haven't personally heard anything. I mean, obviously the stimulus package is going through. That's going to be a big deal. That'll be a lot of changes, not only with the money that you get up front, but the extensions on whatever you have right now as far as weeks extensions and things like that. But you may hear a little bit more about that at the end of this presentation.
Great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other additional questions before we move on to the next question?
Yes. Is there a way they can send the presentation out to our emails in regards to this as well?
Yes.
Actually, I'm not supposed to send this presentation out unless I get the authorization. But if you want to, leave me only your name, number, so I can give you a call. Maybe, I have to go to Sacramento and get the authorization to do anything with it.
Okay.
I think our best resource, we do have a program fact sheet that the EDD has, and we can actually send that out to everybody. So it has the official brief overview of the entire program and how to retrieve the veteran services.
All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next question. John, if you don't mind, you can stop sharing your screen really quickly.
I'm trying to do that, as a matter of fact, but I can't get to your screen. In other words, where you guys are right now. Oh, darn it.
That's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, see what you can do. There you go.
I can't read that fine print anyway on my phone,
All right, so we'll move on to the next question. And so that will be, so we're going to go ahead and cover the current barriers to employment our veterans are facing in the community today. Can we start off with Stanislaus County, Jeanette?
Hi, yes. So some of the current barriers that we see here in Stanislaus County is access to technology, with our office being closed to the public. That's been one of the biggest factors. And also those veterans who do have laptops or computers at home, it just seems like they get frustrated because they don't know how to use the resource that they have. And, no one's there to help them, in person, along with my older veterans that I assist. I hear a common complaint that they feel discriminated against because of age. That's a big one. And I always encourage them to reach out to the EEOC, file a complaint if they really do feel that was a factor. It may not be a benefit to them right now, but for the next person that goes in there, it's going to put that company on the radar, for that. That's kind of some of the barriers that we're seeing here in Stanislaus County.
Awesome. What about Santa Clara, San Mateo, and San Benito? John?
Yeah, as far as us, obviously with the virus, the office has been closed. That's kind of a barrier, okay? I can still get a hold of them, but it's a lot tougher. I like to have face-to-face better than I do on the phone, because it makes it a lot easier for both of us. Obviously, the hiring is lower nowadays. And as was spoken to a minute ago, the computers that are available, a lot of the places we work with, they like the shelters, they have computer rooms. They've shut those computer rooms down. So it's really hard for them to get access to the leads that we provide them. And also, as with the older vets especially, a lot of them don't really know how to use them anyway.
Awesome. San Joaquin and Mother Lode, Charles?
Yes, for San Joaquin, I know for sure Mother Lode is a little slower out there. It's not as populated, but definitely it's a bigger area. But for San Joaquin, for sure, COVID has been a big deal. Our office has been on nonstop trying to, get back open, seeing what we could do, but we keep getting cases. So it's a real deal. It's definitely hurting, our veterans and everyone else too. So, but it is causing, not being us to interact. It's harder to get resources out. We're seeing, our, let alone our veterans, it's making it harder for them, for jobs. I know some veterans are on the verge of losing their homes already, because it's harder to, reach out. Another big deal to look out for is transportation. With DMV just being closed and stuff like that, it makes it harder for everyone, and you want to stay safe. So, and yeah, like the other groups are saying, technology is a big deal. So everyone, if you can, make sure you can at least get some basic technology skills going. That way you're at least in the door. Other than that, yeah, just make sure, just try to stay safe.
Thank you so much. Santa Cruz County, Amy?
Yeah, hi. So Santa Cruz is beautiful. It's got the beaches, and so a lot of people, veterans, even move to our area from other states. And we have an awesome coordinated veteran service providers, and that's also a draw. So the barriers that we see are low income for our veterans, at risk of being homeless, and some are just as involved veterans with a background. Some, like other people have mentioned, the elderly that used to have physical jobs and can't do that any longer, so they have to retrain or do something else. And then we have some people that are retrained from Voc Rehab, the Chapter 31, Voc Rehab, that went through school, and so they're retrained to a job, but then they don't have the experience. So those are some of the things that I see in our area.
Thank you. Monterey, Raymond?
I can actually take that one. Hi, I'm Fernando, the DVOP here in Monterey County, Salinas mainly. Access to our office, we recently closed our office in Salinas and moved over to Capitola, so there was no coverage for a while here in Monterey County. They're looking to open the office back up somewhere. We're no longer co-located with our WIO partners. One of the barriers is our Title I partners are not taking in all the training like they used to. So referring people over to them for, small certifications or things like that is an issue right now. Another barrier is the wages that people start at. Monterey's a very high cost area, and as you can see, here we go, wrong one. As you can see, the wages aren't reflecting of that. The wages kind of discourage people from even applying in the first place. That's what I got right now. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Neone, this is Ray. I would like to add to that if possible. I'm fairly new to that area down there, but from a leaver standpoint, I really think that there are some other barriers that come into play, and that's that my outreach to the employers have been dramatically cut because you get a hold of them only by email. Most of them are working from home, or not employers, but the HR folks. And systematically, that has just increased over the last 11 months. So one of the things that I saw from a leaver standpoint is that we were having applicants apply for a job, and we were finding suddenly that that job is not open anymore. So in that early March, April, May, June timeframe, we really started focusing in and trying to contact employers that are in CalJobs to find out, hey, are those jobs still valid? Because employers were not going back and systematically removing those, if they were still within the days. So it was compounded by that. So we were hit from both ends, and as Fernando said, it just kept going and going and accelerating too. So the lack of contact has been a real barrier in many ways.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that input.
Yes, thank you for sharing that information with us. And from here, we'll go ahead and move on to our next question, which is going to go over the job market, labor market information, pretty much. So what we're going to ask is, can you share with us some insight on who is hiring, who is not hiring, what industries are going away, and what industries have been strong since the pandemic started? And we'll go ahead and start off again with Jeanette from Stanislaus County.
Yeah, so here in Stanislaus County, in our region, warehousing, truck driving, maintenance mechanics, clerical positions, and a lot of agricultural positions are seen in this county. Amazon does have a very large presence because they do have a few warehouses within, so that does help to account for the warehousing portion. And then also a lot of things too, we have the canneries because of our agricultural economy that we have here in the valley. So with that, I mean, we still need those truck drivers to transport the commodities. We need the mechanics to work on those trucks. We need the machine mechanics to work on the production lines within those canneries. So, I mean, those definitely account for some of the agricultural positions that are within our county. And just kind of a little bit of insight here into how big agriculture is within the Stanislaus County. And this kind of overflows into San Joaquin as well. But, California produces 80% of the world's almonds, and they're responsible for 100% of our commercial supply. So out of that, the almond industry alone generates 104,000 jobs statewide. And out of that 104,000 jobs, 97,000 of them are here in the Central Valley. So, and again, I mean, that's just not individuals working out there in the fields and the orchards. That accounts for the people who are driving the trucks and transporting them, to these warehouses and production lines and things like that. So that's a big part of our economy here.
Thank you, Jeanette. Yes, almonds are definitely big here in the valley and in Stanislaus County for sure. Thank you for sharing that. All right. So we'll go ahead and ask John to share with us what's going on in his counties. John?
Okay. Obviously, because I have San Benito County, that brings in the agriculture, as we just spoke about a second ago. And then Santa Clara and San Mateo, we do have some high tech. Well, we have a lot of high tech. It's cut back a lot because a lot of those folks are working from home now, although more and more of them are going back as the months go on to get their vaccinations and so forth. The other things that are big, obviously, is deliveries such as UPS, Amazon, both their delivery services and their warehouses are always looking for people. Anybody that can work from home, such as in customer service or some kind of call center, that's a big deal out here. Also, stuff like grocery stores, they're hiring quite a bit now. The only problem with that is, are they going to maintain that? Are they going to keep those folks when the virus problem goes away? So basically, that's what's happening out here right now.
Thank you, John, for sharing that with us. And next we'll move on to Charles in San Joaquin in the High Sierras.
Hello, everyone. It's Charles again. So for San Joaquin, definitely it's a lot bigger population, so we definitely have a lot of stuff going on, such as Amazon, Tesla, temp agencies. If veterans are looking for something right away, and need some income right away, we definitely always recommend temp agencies. Though it's not a career, but it's a job that'll put some money in your pockets. Another thing I'm seeing a lot is security. Security jobs. They're picking up. Definitely, for a bunch of different areas. Like Allied Universal, they have a lot of workshops and stuff for security. So that's definitely big. Another thing is driving. Transportation driver jobs. From truck driving all the way down to Uber. I know a lot of veterans have, is something that'll get some money in your pockets. And then some other big fields that we see a lot here and, out in Mother Lode County is the medical field and IT fields. Those are pretty busy and as long as, there's a lot of people that we want to save and stay healthy, it's going to keep growing. So definitely it's a medical field and IT field. They're still growing. Even in IT field, they have IT security. So definitely some good leads to look out for.
Thank you, Charles. Yes, the medical field for sure is definitely one of those fields that's growing. And driving positions, that's definitely been a popular request from the veterans that we work with in our shelters. So for sure. And it's great that there are jobs available out there for that right now. Thank you for sharing. All right, next we're going to go ahead and move on to Amy from Santa Cruz County. Amy?
Hi again. So I will be sharing my screen. This is labor market information that I received from Andre at EDD, Santa Cruz. Unemployment rate is from as far as national, and then Santa Cruz County is right here, 8.5%, and here's California, 8.8%. Government is the bigger employers, and then here specifically, our top employers, UC Santa Cruz, and then like some of the people said, the security positions, security jobs, and health, and Joby Aviation, and then this is Pajaro Valley Unified School District. And for occupations, retail, security guards, and healthcare workers. And here are the top cities. And I know that Ray covers both Santa Cruz and Monterey, so he can probably tell you more about more insights for this area. So this was from last year. Here's the bias part was in April, and then December we are here at 8.5. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Amy. That was a good one. What I would like to add to that is that, and a great job. Amy's been on 1 month and trying to find that type of information and pulling it together. It's great. We have some great labor market information. I would like to just show a couple of additional things there for the Santa Cruz area, and one of them is just the industry to get into a little more details. This is the area profile for Santa Cruz County, and it talks about the top 10 jobs in that area, and again, it shows the number of job openings, and of course, the new thing that they're looking at is the green job counts associated with that, very popular. But once again, and you'll see this also in the upcoming slide that I have for Monterey, but healthcare and social assistance is still the largest, one of the larger employees in that, right behind retail trade. I'll get into some specifics about how the availability of candidates are into those areas too. And you can imagine with the pandemic that we've been in for the last 11 months, next week actually, is the retail trade side of this has been hit very, very hard. Just one more area that I'd talk about here. Did I share that properly?
So far, so good.
Santa Cruz jobs and the candidate. Here's an interesting slide that I like. It's one that shows what the jobs and the candidates by occupation groups, and it's a good indication of the industries. Number one industry again here is healthcare practitioners and technical occupations. There's 561 jobs available in that area, and look at the number of candidates that are available for that Santa Cruz area. As you move down, you get into office and admin support functions, item number 4, and look at the candidates that are available for those job openings. So once again, as Amy pointed out earlier, the unemployment rate is still relatively high for our county, with a high back in the beginning of this of 17%. And one other area that I'd like to take a quick look at is the...
Raymond?
Yeah?
Sorry, we don't see your screen.
You didn't see any of them?
Not the last couple that you were trying to share. But if you could share the one that you have up now, then we can help you show it on screen.
Is it there now?
No.
No. I'm saying share.
When you hit share, there should be another little button that pops up kind of to confirm. If you want to share, try hitting that.
That's okay. Just in sake of time, we'll just go ahead and skip that portion for right now.
Okay.
But we can go ahead, with your permission, though, we can add it into an email that we're going to forward out to everybody.
Okay. So I'll move on to Monterey, perhaps.
And I can share the screen for Monterey if you'd like, Raymond. Amy shared that with us earlier.
Okay. Very good. Then let's do with that. I won't go into the details. Right. I appreciate it.
I'll go ahead and put it up now.
Okay, everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
I'd like to drop down and set the stage a little bit. Can you scroll down a little bit on that, Maya, to the stage? I want to look at the annual history on that. Sorry for the delay, folks.
Hey, is there any way that you guys can raise the volume a little bit?
So the volume is actually out of our control. That's all on your end, unfortunately. Sorry.
Yeah, it started off louder. I'm up all the way.
Anyway, as we start to look at Monterey County, I want to preface it by saying, if you look at the graph that's right here, this is the annual for 2020. And it's an important one because 62% of the employees in Monterey County are associated with ag. That is a huge number, although some of the other numbers that I showed you before in different industries are there, but the ag is huge because it touches so many different ones. So 62% of the business is in ag. And so we were at 20% back in March of last year. We're still at 11.8%, 11.4% for Monterey County. So collectively, you can see that both the Monterey County as well as our Santa Cruz counties that we do, both heavily impacted in the retail end of the business, and still continues so. We have a lot of the homeless side in Santa Cruz from the veteran side standpoint, so that presents a real challenge. I'm sorry I'm unable to show you the other picture, but I will send those forward and we can send them out to share with you. Thank you, Emily. Amelia, thank you.
Thank you, Raymond.
Awesome. So we'll move on to the next subject, which is recruitment and training. Are your regions conducting any virtual job fairs, any kind of events, any kind of recruitments or resources events? So we'll begin with Stanislaus County. Jeanette?
Yeah, so here in Stanislaus County, we are conducting a monthly Veterans Networking workshop, and we are doing that via Zoom. So any veterans or spouses or caregivers who are interested in attending that can do so. They just need to contact our main line and let the staff know that they're interested, and they will be registered and be provided a copy of the Zoom link. And in that, we provide, we go over resume writing, interviewing techniques, cover letters, thank you letters, how to dress, how to utilize the STAR method within your interview as well as your resume. So a lot of things that are helpful to getting veterans ready for employment. And then along with that, our staff are also doing workshops on how to get a state job. And that's very, very popular as well, as John mentioned in the beginning. And, I encourage everybody to take that workshop if you are interested in, looking into state employment, because a lot of great resources in there. But, if you are a veteran and you're working with a DVOP, that's a workshop that we can do one-on-one with you as well. Our partner agencies are also conducting virtual workshops as well in terms of employer expectations and resume writing as well. So a few different things. I definitely encourage people to, again, reach out to their local offices and see what workshops they're having. And I know we do post ours on social media as well. So if anybody follows the EDD sites or their local county partner sites through Facebook, LinkedIn, that information most likely will be on there as well, so they can find it.
Wonderful. Thank you. John? For Santa Clara and San Mateo, San Benito? All right, it looks like he got disconnected. So we'll just go ahead and move over to San Joaquin and Mother Lode. Charles?
Hello again, this is Charles. Yeah, so for recruitment and training, the most important thing I'd like to put out is for San Joaquin area and Mother Lode area is to visit one of the AJC centers. So for us to be in Stockton, Tracy, or out in the Mother Lode County is right now Sonora, and to enroll with the Veteran Service Navigator. So any state employee, they should be able to do a need-based determination just to see how we can best assist you, and if you're interested in what kind of services you're interested in and what you might qualify for. I know to be in the Veterans Program, you'll talk to a Veteran Service Navigator, and they could place you in our VETS program as well. We do also offer our veterans workshops. We have one for veteran networking, where we go over applications, resumes, interviewing skills, and we have another one for we call it our Veterans Resource Orientation, where we have a whole bunch of veteran organizations and different organizations just offering their services to veterans. And as long as you're a veteran or an eligible person, you're more than welcome to attend to those. We do a lot of career coaching, give a lot of information about labor market information. There's a whole website. EDD has a whole website on it that almost looks like a maze, that has so much information, but all very beneficial, bunch of tools you can use that'll definitely help you in your employment search. The county also has some training, and they do have veterans priorities. As long as you show them your DD-214, you can show, as long as it's honorable. They do also do on-the-job training, job placement, and they have county grant assistance. I believe it's up to like $5,000, to help in training. So definitely, if you qualify, you have to meet the county has their own different classifications, but we do have a lot of programs, and definitely, you have to get into the office, whether it's through appointment. I know our office is through appointment only right now. It's closed, but through appointments. But definitely there is some resources there that could help you guys.
Wonderful. And Santa Cruz, Amy?
Hi. So as Fernando had mentioned, Monterey County and Santa Cruz counties are combined in the Capitola office. But of course, we are not seeing anyone in person, but we have virtual workshops that have been going on, as other people have mentioned, like resume workshops, interviewing. And Fernando just did one on how to apply for state jobs. We also have coming up a job fair, and I will share that on the screen. So this is the Cabrillo College. So it's the whole month that they're going to be focusing on jobs, and every Thursday of April they have this job fair, and these are the dates, and from 3 to 5. And I'll let my friend Ray take it from here.
Yeah, Amy, if you could leave that up for a moment.
Sure.
Thank you. Sure. I just want to make a statement as we're talking about job fairs and things like that. Specifically for Monterey County, we don't really have much coming up in the way of job fairs. It's been real quiet after the close of the year. But if I look back over the last 10 months of the job fairs, where most of them were virtual, all of them were virtual, was one thing became very evident is that there were many ways to have job fairs, and I think it's severely impacted the ability to have effective one. And I wanted to bring it up today because our veteran office in Monterey, MVAO, we worked for a couple months in putting together a great resource fair for our veterans. And it took place on November 10th, and it was one of the best fairs we've ever had. We had 19 service providers in there. We had 155 veterans that registered for the event, and we had 70 of them that actually joined the event and went to the different windows. And I want to call attention to the one that Amy just brought up here at Cabrillo College, because we have found that there are many ways to have virtual job fairs, and most of them are unsuccessful. And certainly from a leaver standpoint, that has to reach out to leaders. So I like the way this one is set up. From 3:30 to 5 p.m., the employer rooms are open, and employers are hosting their own rooms to conduct live Q&As, and they give sessions on what that company does. So it's great for the DevOps and leavers that want to join those kind of things and have their job seekers join, but it also reconnects. This type of job fair reconnects us back with the employers, with our people. So just wanted to add that on. The one we had in Monterey, the virtual veterans job, a resource there, it was so successful that we're planning one for the Memorial Weekend, which is pretty far out in advance. But we're finding that, it's like any good marketing plan. You've got to take time to put these things together and have them be effective and get the audience involved. So thank you.
Indeed, it definitely takes some time, especially in the times of COVID, right? And I do want to bring attention to the time. It is 11:57. I know we were meant to wrap at 12. If you all need to go, that's okay. But I do want to say that we do have a couple of things that we're going to cover still, and we're going to continue on and provide that information here. We are going to be providing a recording. If you can't stay past 12, we'll be sending that out. Okay, so with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to a couple of questions concerning unemployment insurance. Now, keep in mind, the DVOPs and leavers that are here with us today are part of the Employment Development Department's workforce branch. They look to assist people in looking for employment, getting them connected to jobs, becoming job ready, that kind of thing. So they're not experts in UI, though they do have some knowledge. With that being said, Jeanette's going to help us out with providing a little bit of information. Jeanette, can you give us some information regarding unemployment insurance benefits?
Yes, so as Amelia mentioned, yes, us DVOPs, we do work in the Workforce Services branch of EDD. So EDD is composed of multiple branches, unemployment being one of them, and then our branch that we are currently in, the Workforce Services. So again, we do not have information to your individual claims or access to it. So real quickly, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show everybody how they can use all of the self-help tools, and really this information is very beneficial, and it's going to have the most up-to-date information on what the current legislature is and things like that. I know somebody had that question in the beginning. That is the same information that us staff here at the Workforce Services branch has. So if you call our office, we're going to give you the same information that's online. So real quickly, let me go ahead and try and share my screen here. Okay, I'm not sure what screen is sharing.
We see the main EDD page with our response to COVID-19.
Okay, perfect. Just move this over. Can you guys still see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So real quickly, this is our main page here on EDD. And again, you can see up here, there's a tab that says Newsroom. So if you click on that, it's going to have the latest information that came out from EDD. So you'll see there's some news releases here, information on the dashboard as well, kind of some of the statistics that EDD has. But real quickly, I'm going to go back, and what's really important that most people want to know is the COVID-19 resources. So if you go ahead and click that, again, it tells you about the latest extensions, what those payments are going to look like, who qualifies for them, what specific dates they're going to be eligible for. So I definitely encourage people to read through these self-help tools here on the page and really just take a moment to, dissect that information, because it is a lot. So there's also a PDF flowchart here. So if you're new to applying for benefits, you can definitely click on this, and it will give you a step-by-step process and tell you how to apply, which is very helpful. Another thing, EDD does have some videos on how to do things. So these are very helpful YouTube videos because they will literally show you step-by-step how to do everything within the EDD website, the UI online. They also come in multiple languages, so maybe English isn't your first language or you're helping a family member. Definitely take advantage of these. And again, you can see there's different videos on how to register for your UI online account, how to certify for your benefits, how to manage your claim. And these are all videos that are from EDD. So it's going to show you the most recent information as well, versus somebody just putting something out there. And again, these videos are on EDD's website. And the EDD also has a an official YouTube channel as well with some videos, and I'll go ahead and show you guys that next. So if you're looking for some other videos that maybe you didn't see on the website there, you can definitely go to their YouTube channel and see what other videos they have available. Again, you see there's an overview video for the benefits programs online. So definitely some helpful things. I know for me personally, sometimes it helps seeing it in person versus me trying to navigate it on my own. So if I see something in action, I can kind of put it to play.
Hey, Jeanette, this is Paul Gooch again.
Yes.
And I want to know exactly what that website is, please, because, like I said, I've tried to go to the website. I've tried calling. They don't even put people on hold anymore. They just hang up on us, you know?
So, yeah, so after this presentation here, I'm actually going to turn it over to Charles, and we created a cheat sheet that has all of these links in it, as well as the telephone numbers to each department. That's including tech support, how to get your 1099, all that good stuff. So we will make sure that everybody has these specific links to each of these pages that I'm going over right now. So hopefully that'll answer your question. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our EDD homepage here. Now, another common thing that's going on right now within EDD is fraud. So whether you're a victim or you suspect somebody is not doing something they're supposed to be doing, anybody can report EDD fraud. And you can do that by going to Ask EDD and completing a fraud report form and sending it in. You can also call the hotline number or fax it. However, the hotline telephone number is currently directing people to the online form. And to fill out that form, you're going to go to Ask EDD. And again, this link will be provided in that cheat sheet that Charles is going to go over in just a moment. So again, you see you have the option, you can report fraud and then submit a reporting form. So right here in the middle of the screen, I'll make sure you do that, and you're going to just simply answer the questions. And as you answer the questions, you'll see more boxes pop up. So, you know, pretty self-explanatory there. Next, you know, if you feel like you're a victim or you have, you know, identified that you are, you can also contact the Federal Trade Commission for a victim of identity theft as well. So again, that information will be on the cheat sheet. Another self-help is the 1099-G documents. EDD does mail those out. However, for whatever reason, if you did not receive it, you can log into your UI Online account and retrieve that document through your account, or you can call the 800 numbers to request that information. And one last helpful tool for individuals is going to be the EDD debit card website. So Bank of America has a separate website for the EDD debit card. So you can actually create a user account and you can manage this account just as you would your own bank account. You can transfer funds from your EDD card to your personal card. You can activate your card. You can view transactions. You know, I definitely encourage people to use this website. If you can do it yourself, it definitely helps with the backlog in the telephone lines. So hopefully that covers some of the information that people are having questions on. I know we don't have specific access to anybody's account, so these self-help tools are going to be very beneficial. Does anybody have any other questions?
Yeah, I just want to say, I want to add, trying to do all this stuff off a cell phone, I know how frustrated I get when I can't even expand the page out to read the material, and I'm sure I'm not the only veteran that's having trouble, trying to navigate over the internet with a lot of stuff, not having the skills. And I've found that a lot of people don't even have access to the internet these days. We can't go to the library anymore like we used to, Hopefully, with these COVID restrictions being lifted, we'll be able to get over. I'll be able to go to the library like I was able to some months back, So it's difficult not having a computer to look at the whole screen and read it all and fill out all the details and everything. So a lot of us are struggling with that right now, a very big barrier.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with you in that. And again, like in the beginning, one of our biggest challenges that, we're facing is the access to technology with the offices being closed. So, we do our best to help each person navigate these resources and, provide the information. So hopefully this sheet that Charles is going to share with everybody next will help in getting you connected with somebody that you can talk to, since you're having difficulty on the phone in viewing some of the information.
Thank you, Jeanette.
Yes, thank you, Jeanette, for all that info and for showing us how we can get to it. With
Absolutely.
that, Charles, could you share the information that you're going to provide with us?
Sure, let me pull it up. All right. Can you guys see this? See if I can get it all in here.
Yes, we can see it, Charles.
Okay, so this is Charles again. Hello, everyone. So yeah, again, we do work for EDD, but there is different branches. Unfortunately, we don't have access to anyone's claims. In the office, some of the office, I know sometimes they had a direct SPOC, so that was one of the nice things about having the office. There was a line to be able to get through them. Now, EDD is not in our office, so that's not an option right now for us. I know the best ways to get through them, or the only ways to get through them, is phone or email, and fax was another way. But due to safety concerns, there is no, you can't talk to anyone in person, pretty much. So the only way to get through them is, online, phone, fax. So definitely my best word of advice to veterans, especially, I get that a lot as well, is, you got to keep trying, you don't want to lose out on that money. You just got to be patient, have all the facts. And so that's why, we made up this cheat sheet. If we could get veterans, if you could get onto the edd.ca.gov, and it'll have all the most up-to-date information. So if you have a clue of what's going on with your claim, if you could look at your claim online and see what the problem is, you might be able to figure out the answer before you get in contact with them, or even have to contact them at all. So right now, I know our office we have the 209-948-7856 number for the Stockton office, and then the Modesto office also has their 209-576-6118 number, and as well as their email to contact them. And they'll have EDD workforce service branch a member contact you and try to get some more information. Maybe they might have some answers for you. The UI phone line, is the 1-800-300-5616. That's the same number. And then there's also a tech support. So if maybe you're having trouble just logging in, or your password or something like that, you can try calling tech support. You don't have to call the main line. And then there's a bunch of videos. So yeah, if you're having trouble, just accessing something, or just if you can't figure out where that exact option is on your account, you can access the UI online. I know a lot of veterans aren't comfortable going to online, and I've always done the claim forms by mail. If you just check out the video, you might find it beneficial to do it online. You just submit your claims online, and they're available a lot faster. Some people even say you get paid faster. So it makes sense. The newest EDD number is the 833 number. It's just came out, due to the pandemic and high demand. Is that EDD new number? It's 833-978-2511, and they help with technical help, password resets, UI online questions, general information, and that big EDD customer account number. So it's from 8 to 8. So definitely beneficial there. Another big thing a lot of veterans or a lot of people are claiming is that the identity theft. So so be prepared with that. Make sure your ID is squared away, because you don't want to get stuck with no claim, no paycheck or anything just because it was a simple ID. I even had a veteran who mistakenly lost, could have been stolen or lost his ID. It was completely unexpected, and didn't see it happen, but now he has to bear the consequences. So definitely be prepared, and have a backup plan. There's the EDD fraud hotline you can contact. And there's definitely the Federal Trade Commission, like Jeanette was saying. If you think you've been a victim, so definitely don't be afraid to report it. And then the EDD bank card number should be on the back of your EDD card number. If you don't have, if you mistakenly lose it or having trouble contact them, they do have a direct number you can call that has more, that could have more information about your claim. And then the big thing right now is taxes. So if you need to get your 1099-G, definitely if you don't get it, if you moved or have a different address or something, you need to get that form. And you don't have I know if you have an online account, you might be able to get it that way. But if you don't, then you call the 1-866-333-4606. Or to talk to a live person, it's 1-866-401-2849.
Hey, thanks, Charles. Is there any way that you can send that out? Because I can't expand it, and it's all blurry, even with my glasses on. Is there any way that you can send that out?
Naomi?
Yeah, so with every material that's in this presentation, it will be sent out with permission from them. So anything that's presented here moving forward will be sent out with permission.
Yeah, thanks, because it's real frustrating, like I said, trying to look at this on my phone,
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, we hear you, Paul. Yeah, but whatever information that we can gather and share, we will definitely send that out. Thank you, Charles, for going over that information with us. We appreciate it. And with that, I actually want to go ahead and share my contact information as well as Naomi's. If you, for whatever reason, don't have this already, and you would like to receive the informational materials that were shared within the presentation today, shoot us an email and we'll send that info over to you. But with that, that's actually all we have for the presentation itself. We are at 12:17, but if you guys have questions, please feel free. No other questions? We did ask quite a few during the presentation itself. So. Okay. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. We're going to go ahead and leave the screen up here for a minute. So if you guys need to jot down any information, please feel free to do so. I'll be on for a couple of more minutes, just making sure that everyone logs out okay. But definitely write this info down. Reach out to us if you have questions, and we'll do our best to provide info. And thank you guys for being here. And thank you to the EDD for participating with us today, to all the counties for just joining in and providing information to our veterans. I know we have a couple of veterans on the line, as well as case managers and staff from VA Palo Alto as well. So this is very informative and helpful, and we appreciate all of you guys for coming out. Stanislaus, Santa Clara, San Mateo, San Benito, San Joaquin, the Mother Lode, Santa Cruz, Monterey. We have representatives from all those counties here today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. It was a great meeting. Really appreciate you putting it together. Let's do more.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Jenny.